Okay, SES London 2011. I'm here with Odden, who came all the way from the United States. Welcome in Europe.
Thank you, boss.
I know you've been here before. You enjoying it here?
I am. I definitely love London. I love visiting abroad.
Yeah.
I do wish I had my wife and my munchkins with me, my three little munchkins, but for business, it's awesome.
Yeah, you're like really international dad. I understand you read to your kids through Skype.
Yeah. I have a date with my 7-year-old daughter to read her Winnie the Pooh around 2 a.m. local here through Skype. Yes.
Yeah, that's the perfect dad there. So, first of all, you're speaking here, you're visiting here. Let's start with the speaking part. You had a killer presentation yesterday.
Yeah.
As I wasn't there, but what I saw on Twitter is like that was the best presentation of the day. Could you fill us in a little bit about what your talk was about?
Sure. The title was Content Marketing and Optimization. So having an SEO background, I can appreciate this notion of looking for keywords that are most popular and then optimizing existing content for those keywords. We drive traffic and sales. Content marketing is really more based on anticipating needs of customers, creating personas that represent their information discovery and consumption and sharing needs, especially today with the social web being so popular. And so creating profiles is a lot of what I talked about, creating personas, understanding where is it that people spend time, what kind of content needs that they have, and actually creating a content strategy that identifies, okay, here's the type of content that will be important for them according to where they are in the buying cycle. Creating that content and then bringing in SEO versus just optimizing what you've got. Yeah. And I shared a couple of common strategies that people often take when SEO and content in that way intersect.
So if you look at what's going on with the search engines right now, the personalized search stuff, Facebook getting more personalized, is it something you like to see? Do you think that's a good thing?
Well, there's some promise, I guess, that your friends are good sources of recommendations, but I'm sure that you've had the experience of a friend giving you a recommendation and it just didn't work out. So the notion of birds of a feather and like-minded people are good sources of information is great in theory, but algorithmically, I really wonder about that. And one of the examples I gave in my presentation yesterday was about this experience a typical consumer might have where they ask their friends on Facebook or Twitter maybe, hey, do you know of a good place to get this? And so they get some recommendations and they go, well, okay, I want to validate that. And they go to Google to find out more information. Okay. Where can they go buy it? And they find it on Google, and maybe that website that they find has reviews or articles that explain how to get the most out of the thing they want to buy. They feel confident and they buy it. They're so happy about it, they go tweet the fact that they just got this great deal on this thing that will do these things for them, and they got educated by the website through content. So it's kind of the cyclical search and social, and kind of people are weaving in and out between different types of information. And so that's where it comes back to, and this is kind of what I really focus on, is what are consumer trends when it comes to information discovery, consumption, and sharing. And as marketers, the easier we can make those things happen, the more successful we'll be.
Yeah. Do you think, because what you talk about is that search and social are integrating at least for the users, without them actually knowing it maybe? Do you think they realize it, what they're doing?
I don't think a lot of people consciously think about that. It's like a lot of people don't know it's a blog when they're reading a blog. They're just reading an information source that they like. But I guess I do think in the terms of something like Facebook, maybe they don't think of it as, this is social media and this is not. I think that this is where my friends are, and now this is where I shop. I think they think of things in those terms.
You think marketers should think differently?
Well, I think that some empathy for customer needs is going to be important. You know what I mean? And that's basically a reflection of, give customers what they want, give them the information and education they need so they can make a logical decision, hopefully buying or recommending you, versus going, hey, we've got a product, now let's go find a market to sell it to. And in that way, marketers need to change.
What's your opinion on stuff like paid tweets, like people tweeting stuff out because they get money for it?
You know, in my impression of those sorts of things is if it makes money and no one gets hurt, you know, that's my first filter. Um, I then I would get into, well, no, I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, you know, is it defensible?
Yeah.
Can a brand stand behind that kind of activity if it comes under scrutiny?
Yeah.
If they can't say yes, we're proud of that, then don't do it.
Yeah. Let's get back to SES London because you're here. You're speaking. Have you seen many sessions yourself?
I've seen a couple of sessions. I saw part of a session on SEO for large sites and using Excel yesterday. I saw
It was a
the
really technical one.
Yeah, it was fairly technical. Yep, and there's some good things. I wish I was more handy with formulas and some of the more advanced sorting features within Excel. I did see the keynote by Jeffrey Hazlett, which is pretty much entertainment, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's anything to do with SEO in there, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I did see a session this morning with Jonathan Allen from Incisive, Paul Karff from Google, and I'm having a brain cramp on the other person, but the video session,
Yeah.
video marketing and optimization, and that was pretty good.
It was Will Critchlow, I think, was there.
Will, yes, oh God, from Distilled, yes, and yeah, that was. I just, in fact, did a post about it.
Okay.
It's the one post I'll probably do for the live blog post that we'll do for the event. And I saw the Twitter automation session with Ralph Phantomaster and Tracy Falk, and also Jonathan Allen.
Okay. You hit the name blog. You've got a very well-known blog. You actually wrote a post not much long ago about which UK blogs are the best blogs, or at least the most interesting ones.
Yeah.
Do you now read all the UK blogs?
I read content. I have a certain number of blogs that I'll go look at once in a while that are aggregators, so news aggregators like Search Engine Land and Watch. I use a site called SEOmash.com, which has an interface very similar to Pop URLs or Alltop, that lists a certain number, the last 4 or 5 posts from from a bunch of different search marketing blogs. So whatever topics surface in there, I'll drill down into. Okay. So yes, I do read some of those, you know, when the topics surface up. Yeah. We're working on and I've talked to you a little bit about this. We're working on an application that will be like Ad Age 150, but it'll be categorical. It'll have a directory sort of structure, and it'll allow one to go just look at maybe UK blogs or just SEO blogs or just social media focused blogs, or even at the post level topics. And I'm doing that manually right now, basically.
That's a lot of work.
So I do look at some of them. Yeah, I mean, my problem is that I've gotten away from reading blogs on the blog HTML webpage a long time ago. And it's when topics surface through Twitter, through Facebook, through my network, that I end up finding things that I actually read top to bottom.
Okay. You're known for your blog, at least in Europe you are. I think in the US it's the same thing. But you also have a business. Can you explain a little bit about the difference between the both of them?
Sure. Apparently I don't market my business website very well, and I do market our blog fairly well. Our blog has been in existence for actually a little over 7 years, and it is our primary. Well, it's a big component of our marketing. So if you think of a hub and spokes, the blog is the centerpiece of what we do for marketing, and it's a place where on and offline intersect in the form of live vlogging, seeing things in the real world or offline world, and then bringing that into blogs, making social connections with people, maybe initially through comments on our blog, and then actually having a real, in real life meetup or something like that. Yeah. So the blog is something that a lot of people know us about. We don't take any advertising. We don't monetize the blog in any way. We get asked if people can advertise every single day.
Wow.
And we turn away everybody because the blog is a proxy to our brand. So I just started the blog as a way to demonstrate subject matter expertise and to show that we're paying attention to what's happening in the industry. We can be a trusted source of information for people who want to get ahead and figure this thing out. That's really all it is. And it's turned into something a little more.
So what's the... If you do an elevator pitch, you have to do it in one sentence, I think, or the 60 characters, whatever. What is it your company does?
We specialize in customer acquisition and engagement.
Okay,
Bottom
that's
line.
less than 160
Yeah,
characters.
it's acquire customers.
Yeah.
You know, obviously part of that is increasing, you know, acquire and keep customers,
Yeah.
engage them, you know, increase profitability of after having those customers, and it's an iterative, cyclical type of thing. And so it's, for the most part, it's technology agnostic. You know, although we don't focus too much on advertising, we're very content based.
Most of your business in the US right now, I think?
I'd say 80% of it is in the U.S. Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself doing business in Europe?
I would love to be a resource for European-based agencies that want to penetrate the U.S. market and they want to have a well-known, friendly, and capable U.S. agency to work with somehow.
Yeah.
I absolutely could see that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you?
Lee at toprank.org. Nice short little email address there. I'm on Twitter, Lee, Leodden. Certainly toprankblog.com.
Yeah. If everything goes alright, it's on the bottom of the video right now. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your
Yeah,
stay.
thank you, boss. It's a privilege. Thank you.